Hello guys and gals, and welcome to my channel. My name is Anspire. Today I'm doing a new medium video. I'm going to try acrylics. These acrylics were given to me by a friend who has them, so they're a bit used. I didn't invest in some because I thought I wouldn't be using them for a very long time, and to be honest, I was right. You will see, but this medium doesn't really behave the way I want it to, so I'm definitely not buying more of them, but I was glad I got the chance to experience them. So these are Reeves paints. They say they have professional quality, but I haven't searched actually how professional they were. They were just given to me, so I used them, and I enjoyed the pigment. I enjoyed how well they flew on the paper, and yeah, I definitely like working with them. I had also this paper palette that I used to mix colors in, and these really random brushes. Some of them not very good because they left a lot of fibers on the canvas and on the paper that I used beforehand to try them out. So in this sense, I think it's really important to buy brushes, and this is something that came up when I was doing my watercolor video as well. And for the paper, I didn't actually use paper, I used a canvas board, a really simple one that I bought off The Works, a UK store that sells budget supplies. So yeah, I really enjoyed working on a canvas. I normally don't work on canvas, and it's a bit difficult for me to think how it's how the medium behaves, because obviously it has a very specific texture. So as you can see, when I started drawing here, you could really see the different strokes, and the effect that I wanted to achieve was that of clouds, and instead it didn't look like clouds at all. So I started making different sort of movements and trying to make movements that will make the the paint behave the way I wanted to. To be honest, it didn't behave the way I wanted to anyway, but I still like how it turned out. It turned out to be like a really rough sky and really rough grass and everything. This image, it might look familiar to some of you. I used quite heavy inspiration from Ricky's work Best Friends, which features sort of the same sky and a tree and a house and a cat and a boy sitting in front of the sunset on sunrise. I think this is sunset, and I really like the composition and the colors, and I wanted to make a present for my extended family, so for my aunt and for my uncle. They have a lot of orange in their house. They have an orange sofa, they have some orange on their walls. So I thought if I wanted to paint something real, so not a digital piece, I would have to paint something that has predominantly yellow and orange vibes. This is why I chose this picture. I obviously had to choose a reference point because I've never used this medium before, and I thought that if I just start painting, it will come out to be a painting that looks as if it was drawn by a 10-year-old when he or she was in their art class. Because I used to work a lot with paint when I was a kid, and I just have these images now in my head that if I use paint, it will look the same way as it used to work before. Here you can see I wanted to make the yellow very yellow, so I added a lot of water in, but that was a mistake because obviously it's not watercolor, so I shouldn't have added so much water. And the yellow started to flake a bit, and it had some random things, so I had to use a tissue to get that excess water out of there. After that, after the picture was dry, I started reapplying some colors. The fact that the picture had to dry before I could draw on it was really surreal to me, because when you use digital art, you get used to the immediacy of the medium, so you really get used to how fast you can work, and basically the fastest you work, the fastest you get results. But here you have to wait for the picture to dry, so even if you want to finish it within, let's say, 2 hours straight, you wouldn't probably be able to, because you have to dry it at least with I'm not even sure if you're allowed to dry acrylics with like hair dryers and stuff like that, but I did it anyway because I wanted to keep drawing while I was inspired to draw. Here I'm drawing a bit of the foliage. I decided to use blue because it was an interesting contrast with the dark green, and I imagined that it will be nicely looking in the composition after that. And here I got to my favorite part of the picture, which is drawing the house and the tree. It's as I said, heavily inspired by Raiku, so I'm not claiming the idea is my own. Ricky, I have to keep calling him Ricky because I Google translated his name, and because he's from the Czech Republic, I think this is how you pronounce his name correctly. I will leave a link in the description below to his original painting, which is great, by the way. I really liked it. Okay, I have just a bit more time to tell you things. At the end of this, I decided to use a Posca pen instead of paint because I realized that I do well with mediums that have a nicely pointed tip. I'm not very good with brushes apparently. As you can see with the birds in the sky, they're a bit weird, and this is why I decided to use a Posca pen. And that Posca pen, I think, really made a difference at the end to make the picture really stand out. I think I will use it in just a bit. Here I'm just adding yellowy highlights to the ground just to make sure it looks as if the whole picture is bathed in light, and I'm putting some more birds. So yeah, here's the Posca pen. I started thinking about how I can achieve that sparkly look that Ricky has achieved in his painting, and obviously I didn't have anything blue that sparkled, so I couldn't really achieve it in the same way. But I worked with the Posca pen and I did some sparkles and some dots and some highlights, and I outlined the tree and the people to create a sense of light. You tell me in the comments if I was successful. I think I was, but hey, you never know. You might actually think it's horrible, so if you do, let me know why and how you think I could improve. And yeah, this is about it. Thank you for watching. I've done this voiceover without any sort of script, and I think you can definitely tell. I hope I wasn't too weirdly speaking or too chatty. I hope you had fun watching this video. If you did, please comment below and give me a like and subscribe. Apparently there is some new stuff on YouTube with people getting unsubscribed, so if you like my stuff and subscribe, please do come back often and watch my videos at least for a bit, so that YouTube doesn't unsubscribe you by default. This is the finished piece. I hope you liked it. It was very fun to paint. It was total about 2 hours. I know it's a very quick painting, but it was nice to try out the medium. And yeah, see you guys next week. Thank you very much for watching and have a great weekend. Bye!